Hello, Cancer. Thank you for tuning in. This is the love read. For the main read, I'm using the Energy Oracle cards by Sandra Ann Taylor. For the supportive cards, I'm using the Angel Answer cards by Doreen Virtue and Radley Valentine. Alright, let's get right into this. Cards are bigger, so sometimes it's a little different the way they fit on the table. Now, where does this... Alright, so Cancer, when it comes to you and your partner, I think I'm actually going to... There we go. Still kind of saying the same thing, so. Okay. On your side, what's holding you back is attachment. So I feel like you're stuck on something that you feel needs to work out a certain way that's not working out the way you need it to. Your partner seems to be going through options and possibilities, and I feel like your partner's running these options and possibilities by you, and it's just making things stressful for you. There also seem to be looking for, well, when it says look for a sign, like there's something that is definitely the best choice, and I feel like there's a repeating pattern here, something that they keep coming back to that they don't really want, but it seems to be the best choice. They're kind of avoiding or trying not to choose a certain avenue that they seems like it's the best option. They're seeing like there's an option coming towards them that they're seeing fault in, but it's actually not, that fault isn't true. There's something better that would come from that option. I don't know if that seems a little convoluted here. They're going through options, and that seems to be causing you stress, but there is something there. There's something there. Like I feel like they're circling around what they should be doing. But the fact that they're circling around it and not doing it, because it seems like they know what they need to do. They do know what they need to do, okay. But they're trying to circle around it and look at other options. They don't really want to... They're like avoiding what they have to do, even though they know they have to do it. They're trying to find another way around it. This seems to be making things really stressful for you. Them going around in circles also seems to make them stressed too. They have anxiety on their side. So even though this is happening, I'm getting like there's conflict. Because it seems like if there's a good card on your side, it seems like there's a bad card on their side. If there's a bad card, if there's a good card on their side, there's a bad card on your side. I don't know if I just said the same thing, but it's basically if you have good, they have bad. If they have good, you have bad. It just seems like how that's working out. So I feel like there's like, you guys are not seeing eye to eye on whatever's happening here. If this is resonating for you, I feel like if one of you seems to be happy, the other one seems to not be happy with whatever direction you're going. Because I feel like when they're going through these possibilities, it is like you have attachment here, like you're trying to get things to go a certain way, and they're going in circles and going around what they feel like they need to do. While they're not making that choice, though, you have on your side a man holding a heart, which don't get caught up in the gender, but it just basically means you're feeling like things are going to work out. And you got to ask your angels for help, which means I feel like you're having a really optimistic outlook that might not be panning out that way. Especially when it seems to be connected to the attachment card, I feel like you're trying to keep this relationship going. You're trying to keep the situation at hand that's a concern going. And it doesn't look like it's going to keep going that way. Because I'm noticing the next thing is you got the door to personal happiness on your partner's side, healing and happiness. And with this door, it looks like it's somebody going outside, like somebody moving on is what I hate to say. I feel like they're making that choice, though. Because I'm seeing this, and I feel like you want to fight to keep the relationship going. Hostilities on your side. See, this is what I'm saying. If one side's unhappy, the other side seems to be doing well. So, like, if one of you is happy, the other one's not. That just seems how it keeps going here. And in the beginning here, while they're not making their decision, you seem happier because it seems like there's still hope here. Once they make their decision, because it seems like they're moving on and they're trying to fight it and for some reason, or they're trying to find another way around it. But whatever has happened, it seems like it's a final. It's like I'm seeing a bird being free here. There's a bird on this card, and I'm noticing that bird's like going on to freedom. That being said, things have to be balanced out. In the spiritual sense, they have contract. So if you have if you're connected with them in any type of contractual way, be it marriage, home, property, something, you could just be living together. There's some type of contract that needs to be balanced out and divvied up. You have the sacral chakra on your side. I feel like it goes your way though. You feel comfortable and happy with what you end up with. But I feel like it's because once they make that decision, they just want it to be done. I'm noticing on your side there's the man holding a coin too, which again, don't get caught up in the gender, but I feel like this is, you're stable. Like, I don't feel like financially you're in trouble or anything. Most of you anyway, that's what I'm getting. But the fact that this is all happening, the hostilities, that's like you're matching this with storm warning. This seems to be a good thing. This change, like I feel like you're trying to hold on to this situation, but in truth, I don't think it's working for you either. I just feel like you're very dedicated when you get into a relationship. That's how it seems to be pulling through, and you're not one to give up easily. So you're trying to fight to keep it going. But you have the storm warning, and you have. Well, you had, this was face down. It's the broken heart card, which means I feel like this isn't really ending the way you'd like it to. I apologize for that. And on their side, this is where they're standing after. They're not feeling the love anymore. And when they have the door to romance, like they're leaving this relationship to find something more fulfilling for them. They're not feeling it. And it seems like they have also listened to your intuition on that same spot, which I feel like this has been a long time coming. And it's just been dragged out, and they've been trying to rekindle or reignite, whatever, but it's just not happening. And it's just time to part ways. So I hate to say it, but I feel like you make out well, but you would prefer this did not end. Although I see that you prefer it does not end, I do also see like this is kind of, I feel like this is good for both of you. Good for them. It's good for them, but I feel like this is something that's going to happen either way. I don't feel like you're going to agree with it. I don't feel like you're going to believe it's really good for you because you're going to have this broken heart thing going on, and you're going to be very upset about that. But what helps them is it's the gate and the garden and the gate, which basically this card means someone leaving the garden that's already established and going out on the path and just going into, searching out something new, like giving something else a chance, because what they're currently comfortable with isn't where they want to be anymore. Even though it's a beautiful garden, it's not the garden that they want to be in. So they're heading out. And once they make that decision to make that change, things get better for them. I feel like your partner is just, they've been trying to hold on, and I feel like they've been trying to make it work, but it's come to a point where it's just not working. It's just not, they can't do it anymore. And they just realize, the situation is over for them, and they've decided to move on. Which, being this is a really a message for Cancer in relationships, I kind of feel bad that this isn't more positive or uplifting for you. You got the last card I pulled out was within the next few weeks. So usually I'm thinking by the time you watch this is probably going to unfold in the next few weeks. All right. I apologize that wasn't more uplifting. I'd like it to be more uplifting. I'm feeling like the truth and where this is going may help you prepare and be ready for it. And hopefully think you can get your ducks in a row so you can at least handle it in a more comfortable way. I don't feel like you're going to be happy either way because you have the storm warning and the broken heart, which I feel like you're going to fight and argue about this, but it's just very hard. When you have the broken heart card, that's just what exactly it says, like the broken heart. So I apologize for that. I wish it was better for you. All right, I'm going to wrap this up and go on to Cancer singles. These readings today, I've done Pisces and I've just started yours, but I don't know. They seem a little on the negative side. I don't know if it's like the energy coming in, especially with the first one I just did, being a Pisces myself, and just like I was like, oh, that doesn't look so great. But I mean, I'm definitely one of those readers where I'm not gonna just create a Disney ending just so people, view or be I just don't feel like if it's not really there, me making it up isn't really worth anybody's time, so I don't do that. So Pisces single. All right. No. Is this Cancer single? Let me reshuffle. I got caught up in what I was saying. Because I was noticing, this looks really familiar. It's kind of ironic, but that was... So I'm like, wait, didn't I just do Pisces? Cancer. Single Cancer. Single Cancer. Let's make sure we have this right. Okay. Still a lot of mental activity, so... Cancer. What's going on here? That's where that goes? Okay. Alright, I don't feel the need to pull out the Oracle cards yet, so if we need them at the end, I'll do them. For right now, let's see what we got. Now, Cancer, single Cancer, you have appreciation and door to spirit for where you're currently standing. So I feel like you're in a really good spot. You're looking for opportunities. You're feeling like there's a breath of fresh air around you. You're feeling really happy where you are. You have the bottom card here, the base is the happy family, which is just feeling secure, good social times. Seems like things around you are very conducive with how you're feeling, and you're having optimism about finding someone. And I feel like you might be mulling over possibilities. Someone might have showed you a bit of promise in the past, and I feel like there's more than one. I feel like there's a couple people that you're interested in, and you're just kind of like mulling over the possibilities, and you're feeling really good because you're like, I have so much to choose from, or like I have a couple good choices. I just got to decide what one to go with, and if one of them doesn't seem like they're going to pan out, I have a second option to give a shot. So I feel like you're very optimistic, and it's very good. The thing is, with these decisions, like you have the door to personal healing and happiness, but it's going right into the all tied up. I feel like you're getting like, in the beginning you're very happy about all these choices, but then you're like, oh my god, like I want to make sure I choose the right one. What if I choose, you want to make sure you choose the best one for you, and I feel like you're overthinking it at this point. You got the thinking woman as your overall energy. And for some reason in this card, they made her card look it looks very dank to me and very cold, which I understand, like, doing that. There are some flowers there and there's a butterfly, but everything's like such a muted tone to me. Even though the green is pretty, the blue flowers, like, it just looks very, like, especially during this reading, it feels like you're getting mired down in all the possibilities. And I feel like you're going from a spot where you're very happy to have all these options, or have more than one option you're very happy about, like very suited with, to like you're now afraid you're going to make the wrong decision and choose the wrong one, and you're trying to decide which one to choose, and you're afraid you're going to choose poorly or not choose the best one that you could. So it seems like it flip-flops within the matter of 2 days. I feel like within 2 to 3 days you go from being very optimistic to feeling like, oh my god, what if I choose the wrong one? Like, and you're just overthinking it. I feel like you're really overthinking it. Especially when you go into the future, you have indecision. I feel like this is kind of like lingering a little bit. And I almost wonder if you might be dating more than one person, and you're kind of getting to a spot where I feel like you're looking and you're seeing like they're starting to date other people too, and you're like, if I don't choose one soon, some of these options aren't going to be available within a week or less. And, what if some of these options already aren't there? Like, what if they've already moved on? I feel like you're overthinking it. But you're, like, getting a little stressed and kind of feeling like the buzzer is, like, getting ready to go off. Like, you have to choose somebody before you lose options. Now, I feel like when this keeps going, like, you have 2 cards in your mental aspect. You have Envy and you have Healer of the Ages. Envy happens first and then Healer of the Ages. I feel like you might be comparing or looking at how other people are matching up with their relationships. I kind of feel like there's certain, like you're seeing other people have really good relationships and you want to make sure you have the same things. And you're looking for like somebody who matches you emotionally and sexually and financially. Like you're trying to find a certain combination. And you're seeing what other people have and you're looking at the options you have and you're trying to decide which one is going to help you get closest to where you want to be. Like the Envy card here, especially with this card, you'll notice in the background there's all those riches and you notice that person isn't looking at them. Makes me feel like there's nothing for you to envy. Like you actually have more than you need. It's just your perspective might be a little off. I feel like I'm also worried for some of you, you're more attached to the glitz and glamour. Like I feel like there's a couple flashy people. At least one of your options might be like somebody who's more flashy or somebody who's very liked socially, has a little bit of social clout, and you might be drawn to that person based on that, and it might turn out to backfire on you. Because I'm feeling that the one that you're actually connected to more, I don't feel like that really is a factor. Like the person may have some or one or a couple of those qualities, but it's the person who, if you really want to match somebody, you really want something that's going to fulfill you and somebody who's really going to be there for you. It's not about the glitz and glamour. I feel like some of you are being pulled towards somebody who's very glitzy or has some type of social connection or, you know what I mean? They're very flashy, like the flashy car or something like that. I feel like you're getting kind of like drawn into it, but then, and you want to be a part of that, but it's saying, but I really feel like I'm noticing that person on that card, they already have these riches. They don't need them from someone else. Like, I don't feel like you need to look to someone else for that. I just don't feel like it's that important, really. It's just you're getting caught up in something. Like, I feel like there's a social connection, like, somebody else is, like, bragging about something and you want to be there, too. And I'm feeling good about the Healer of the Ages right after this, because I feel like at some point, you're like, wait a minute. Like, I feel like you might kind of, like, delve into this a little bit, but like the indecision here keeps kicking in. Like at some point you're just like, wait a minute, is this what I really want? Like, is this what I'm looking for long term? Like, I feel like you're seeing this, like this glitz and glamour, this person with the social connections. You're starting to realize that this kind of falls flat for you, and in the long run, that this isn't really going to satisfy you. You need somebody who's emotionally there that you can trust and talk with, and it's not matching. With the Healer of the Ages coming second, I feel like you're changing your view about who you really want to be with. And you're starting to question, like, is this person just glitz and glamour to me, or is there actually something substantial? I feel like this is why the attachment comes in. Your final card is attachment. You're trying to really see what's the truth here. And you'll notice the lady on here is looking at a mask, and she's kind of like looking up at it. Her hand, if you look at the other hand, is tied to something. What is that? It's like a post with a nail in it or something. Like, and there's things in the background here, but I'm noticing she's feeling kind of stuck. She's tied to something, and at first glance you wouldn't realize she was actually tied to something, but she is. So I feel like what she's doing here is, and this is for you, the final outcome, you're kind of like, you're feeling stuck, and you're looking at what you want, as opposed to where you feel what you feel you can have. So you're like, look, you're like, I have this, I have these possibilities, but I want but it's almost like grass is greener. Like I have a couple good options in front of me, but there's one over there, and that person's showing me some attention. I wonder if I should go for that, even though I'm not feeling like I feel like it's the glitz and glamour of this person. I don't feel like I don't feel like there's a connection with you. Like I don't feel like you're feeling a click there, but the glitz and glamour is kind of pulling you in. And that chain around this lady's arm said, like, you notice she's not looking at it. Like there's other better connections for her. For this card for you in the ending, I feel like that chain is saying there's better connections for you you're not paying attention to. Someone seems to be getting your attention being very flashy, and it's just, I feel like it's throwing you off. The Healer of the Ages in the end here, it makes me really feel like when that goes into your thoughts, like you come back and you start to really mull it over, and then you come back to like really deciding who you want. I feel like this whole thing, I feel like you're not making a decision. Even at the end, especially with this distraction from the glitz and glamour person, I feel like you're not making a decision through this time period. I feel like your friends, that's the one card I pulled out. Ask for help from others, and you gotta look for a sign right below it. Talk with your friends. See what these people are really like. Especially the glitz and glamour one, because all that glitters isn't gold. I've heard that so many times through my life. And it may seem like more than it actually is. And I feel like your friends can help you like realize like who's good for you, who do you really have a connection with. And like I feel like a couple friends, you if you talk over things like who you like and what's getting your attention, I feel like they can help you try to make a decision. Especially when I'm seeing the strategy card in your environment, I feel like friends are trying to help you figure out what's best for you, and I feel like they're like advising you to go on a few dates with a few different people. It seems like you're not ready to make a decision, to be honest with you, and in the end, I feel like you still haven't. But your friends seem to be trying to help you, like bide your time and just keep seeing, keep going out there, keep looking. Like there's no hurry. Don't settle for something you don't really want. Keep looking. Like you have more than enough opportunity to find what you want. There's no rush. And I feel like they're also like giving you this sounding board. Like when you're seeing this glitz and glamour person, I feel like they're pointing out to you like that's nothing you really need and that nothing you really lack. Like you already have what you need. There's nothing you need from that person anyway. And there's no reason for you to be over-centered on them. I feel like they're pointing out that you have your own, palace of gold or whatever you want to call it, because that's what it looks like on the envy card, a palace of gold to me, in the background. So the big advice here is like talk with your friends and let them help you, because I feel like you can enjoy this time a bit. Because I still, even with your friends' involvement, I don't feel like you're making a decision on any person. But I feel like their involvement, you have more social fun, and they help you like see these avenues and possibilities, and they keep you on that track to like, don't settle for somebody you don't really want. There's no rush. There's no race. You can take your time. You'll find the right one when you need to. Anything else here? All right. So we're going to wrap this up here for Cancer Singles. Thank you very much for watching. If you'd like a reading from me, go ahead and shoot me an email, james4astral@gmail.com, james4astral@gmail.com. Thank you.